Hi there, you're welcome to episode 14 of the Realities of Life podcast. I'm your host, Emanuela, and our co host today is Reverend Emil David Wells. You're welcome, man.
Thank you.
So, today we're going to be talking about busy but empty. Why productivity is not the same as purpose. Our generation has mastered productivity. Calendars are full, phones never stop buzzing, everyone is chasing something, yet anxiety is increasing, burnout is increasing, fulfillment is decreasing. So here's the question: what if the problem isn't that we're doing too little? What if we're doing too much of the wrong things? So today we are exploring the difference between being busy and living on purpose. This is Realities of Life HQ, where we confront truth even when it is uncomfortable. So, just to widen our perspective, I'm going to be narrating a very short story. So, Daniel's calendar was always full: meetings, business, church, networking, travel. His phone never stopped ringing, everyone thought he was successful. And one evening, his 6-year-old daughter asked him, "Daddy, when are you coming home?" Then he realized something painful. He had built a successful schedule but had neglected a meaningful life. Now, this leads me to our questions for our co hosts. Why are people busier than ever yet less fulfilled?
Thank you, Emma, for that question. Okay. Many people feel less fulfilled because being busy is different from being fulfilled. There are two different things. Okay. Being busy means your time is full, your schedule is full. But being fulfilled is, do you have that feeling that you are doing something meaningful? You can see that two different things. With constant busyness, it crowds out reflection. When every moment is scheduled, people have little time to think about what truly matters to them. What do they want? What matters to them? Because they're busy doing things that doesn't matter to them. Maybe to please maybe their employer or anything, but they are not putting into consideration what they want to achieve. Okay? A person can spend all the day completing a task, but still feels he's not making any progress. This is because doing more isn't the same as doing what matters. Stress and burnout, it reduces enjoyment because there'll be chronic pressure, which can even make meaningful work feel exhausting. When you try to do everything, relationship can suffer. For instance, fulfillment comes from spending quality time maybe with your partner, with your family, with your friends, with your children, which is often the first thing people tend to sacrifice when they are over busy. Okay? Achievement becomes a moving target. Some people quickly adapt to success and immediately focus on the next goal instead of appreciating what they have accomplished. Some work and work and work without asking themselves, what have I achieved? Is this thing that is looking at me here, is this really what I need to achieve? Is this what I want to achieve? No. In most cases, there is lack of autonomy. People are busy with obligations rather than their choices. Okay? So, it's being busy without purpose. That is what I'm trying to say here. Some people are busy without purpose. Some people are busy without balance. Most people are busy or they don't have time to enjoy what matters to them. What is that thing that matters to you? It's only when you know what matters to you, then you're able to work and fulfill this side, then you'll be fulfilled, knowing that your work did not stop you from achieving what you want. That is when fulfillment comes. Thank you.
Okay, so we're going to the next question, but before we get there, I just want to point out something very important. She said that a full schedule does not mean if living a fulfilled life. So you have time blocked out for things, but you're not living out your life fully.
Yeah.
Even if you don't take anything else out of this answer, I think you should take that. So the next question is, can someone achieve success and still miss God's purpose?
Definitely, yes. If you ask any believer, a Christian, the person will tell you yes. The answer is yes. The Bible distinguishes between worldly success and fulfilling God's purpose. A person can achieve everything, wealth, influence, recognition, or career, and still is not living according to God's calling for him or her. If we look at the Bible, permit me to use it, Matthew 8:36, it says, "What shall it profit a man if you gain the whole world and lose your soul?" So many people that are chasing after wealth, they don't care whether they're losing their soul. I remember one time we went on evangelism, I was asking one man, "Please, can I give you a tract?" He said, no, I don't have time, I'm rushing for my business. I said, "Do you know that one day God will call you up, this business, you'll see it no more?" He said, "Yes, let me enjoy myself here. Even if God doesn't call me, he can go and share with Satan the hell." I pitied him because he didn't know what he was doing. All he wanted was to acquire wealth, acquire wealth. On the long run, he doesn't care what happens to him. Then if you look at Matthew 7:21, Jesus teaches that not everyone who appears successful or religious is doing the Father's will. It is left for you to ask yourself, all these things I am trying to acquire, them wealth, other things I'm trying to acquire, am I doing God's will? Okay, we look at Luke 12:16-21, the parable of the rich fool. He was busy acquiring wealth to himself, and neglected what mattered most to God. And what happened? God called him home before he could enjoy those things. So all those things he did on the planet Earth, he did it for other people to enjoy. While as he was called home, he did not even enter God's house because he wasn't doing what God wanted. He was doing his own thing. So if you look at Mark 8:36, like I said earlier on, what shall it profit a man if you gain the whole world and lose your soul? Success is, what have I achieved? While God's purpose asks, am I being faithful to what God has called me to do? Let this be the mind of everybody on this planet Earth, so that when you do both things, you know whether you are moving well on one side and lacking on what God has called you to do. If you are, please try and make them equal. If possible, let God, what has called you to do, be uppermost in your mind. Thank you.
In other words, if you're chasing degrees and they are not part of God's plan for your life, you're chasing masters, PhDs, different things, more followers, and they're not part of God's plan for your life, then you're not being successful. That's what we're saying here.
Yeah.
And to the next question, how do we distinguish activity from productivity?
Thank you so much. The word activity is being busy. How busy are you? While the word productivity is making meaningful progress towards a worthwhile goal. Looking at both of them, let us look at both of them differently. Activity keeps you busy, while productivity moves you towards achieving a goal. Then activity is often reactive, while productivity is usually intentional. What do you want to achieve? What is that goal? You must have a goal. You just don't come into the world and start beating about the bush expecting yourself to be fulfilled. It's not possible. Activity feels urgent, while productivity is genuinely important. Activity, it creates motion, while productivity creates progress. This is the question I want you to ask yourself that is listening to me. Did I spend time on what mattered most? What progress did I make towards my biggest priorities? Was I reacting to everyone else's agenda or following my own priorities? Most important thing is to follow your priorities. Follow your priorities. What has your priority got to do in this? It is only when you follow your priority that you'll find out the difference between activity and productivity and know the right lane to follow. Thanks.
Okay. Now we're going to the last question. What practical habits help us build a purposeful life?
Wow. Building a purposeful life is less about dramatic decisions and more about consistent daily habits. Number one, if you can start each day with prayer, that is why we call it morning devotion. You dedicate the day to God. Tell God, I'm going out. Take total preeminence. Once you dedicate that day to God, every challenge that will come your way, ability to overcome it is already in you. Nothing will take you by surprise that day. Why? Because you've already fortified yourself. As you do that prayer, morning devotion, you do little reflection, because most people are in a hurry to go leave for work. Make sure you reflect on the word of God you've heard for the day. It will go a long way to guide you. When this is done, you have preserved yourself for the day. You have walled yourself for the day. You've walled yourself, not just walling yourself, you walled yourself with the walls of fire. So that anything that is not of God that comes your way, that fire will devour it and you'll be safe because you've been preserved. Then identify one thing for the day. Choose one meaningful task you want to achieve for the day. Don't just go about, you don't have any task. You go to Lee, you go to Wigan, you go to Berry, you come back in the evening. What task? What was your task for the day? Was it achieved or was it not achieved? Don't allow, you must have a priority. Number 3, you must have a priority. Don't allow pressure make you not to notice your priority. No. It's not fair. Learn to distinguish between what is urgent and what is important. Always go by what is important. Anything that is urgent that comes now, it will just dissipate. Okay, so learn to live by and go by what is important to you. And a purposeful life is not just about personal achievements. Make time to encourage others, mentor people, forgive and save others, invest in people. Invest in people. Then, by the time you're coming back, review your day. Make sure you achieved something for the day. Don't just lie down on your bed and sleep, knowing that you achieved nothing for the day. That means the day was wrongly spent by you. Of course, you won't have any fulfillment. In a nutshell, the simple reading for the day is: in the morning you pray, read your scriptures and identify your top priority. Throughout the day, focus on a meaningful job, meaningful work, serve others, and minimize distractions. Then in the evening, reflect on the day, give thanks for the day, and then trust tomorrow unto God. By this, I think you have had practical habits that had helped you build a purposeful life for the day. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ma.
You're welcome.
So from everything we have said, it is very clear that a life of purpose is a life lived for God.
Yeah.
Very clearly. It's a life lived from God, and everything you're doing from that point makes it a life of purpose, and there is no way you will not be greatly fulfilled if you do this. So always remember, your value isn't measured by how exhausted you are. God never called us to become busy.
No.
He called us to become faithful.
Yes.
At the end of life, we won't be rewarded for having the fullest diary.
Good.
We will be rewarded for faithfully completing the assignments He gave us.
Yes.
So don't just fill your schedule. Fill your life with purpose.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining us on today's episode. Please don't forget to like, comment, follow us, and share with your friends. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.